E3 week is upon us, gamers, and even though the Summer Game Fest showcase that happened yesterday is not officially under the E3 umbrella, it feels like it was the kickoff for an exciting week ahead, filled with conferences and announcements for a ton of games. And in case you missed the show yesterday or you want to see the highlights again, and yes, that includes the reveal trailer for Elden Ring, or want to discuss what the announced games mean for the rest of the gaming year, you are in the right place. Hello gamers from around the world, this is Archimedes, the video game enthusiast from Germany, with a video that is a little bit different than the videos that I usually do. Because of the sheer amount of showcases and announcements over the next days, I will have a little bit less editing and a little bit less scripting in this video than you are used to. This simply saves time, which allows me to cover even more E3 news, and that's why this video is already the second video today. So this time you get an Archimedes who speaks a little bit more freely than usual. But I still hope you will find this video entertaining, and if you do so, please consider to hit the like and subscribe button and maybe even turn on the notification bell to not miss out on future content, cause we will be discussing a lot more about E3 over the next days on this channel. Okay, but let's talk about the Summer Game Fest showcase that kicked off this exciting E3 week. To be totally honest with you, I wasn't expecting big announcements happening during the event that was hosted by Jeff Keighley, but that's the awesome thing. If you don't have the biggest expectations, you can get easily surprised, and well, I'm not saying that happened, but there were a couple of good announcements during the show. The event was around about 100 minutes long and the production quality was really good, but the show lacked a little bit of a better pacing. There were a lot of musical performance in there, like performances from Weezer and other orchestras, and it's just my personal opinion that these kind of things do not belong into a gaming show. And I'm also enjoying indie games a lot, but they do deserve, in my opinion, a dedicated show. If they are mixed in a gaming show in between big AA or AAA announcements, they tend to be overlooked and do not get the spotlight they deserve. And frankly, it slows down the pacing of the show. So in this video, I'm going to discuss the most important announcements. There were a couple of interesting games and it saves you the time to rewatch the entire event. So what was the biggest announcement of the show? Without a doubt, that was the first in-engine / gameplay trailer for Elden Ring. Yes, I'm starting with Elden Ring, even though it was the last game that Jeff Keighley has shown at his event. And Elden Ring looks absolutely amazing. I really like the art style where these vibrant colors meet that dark, gritty world. The game features beautiful biomes in a high fantasy setting. And just as you expect from the developer From Software, you get gross-looking monsters that are really well designed. It also looks like the Souls-like battle system comes back, and this will be another challenge to play, but a ton of fun and a rewarding experience. And yes, there are dragons in the game, and that tree that we heard of before that apparently plays a big role in the storyline in the world was also highlighted in the trailer. And the best thing is that they also gave us a release date for January 21st in 2022. To be honest, that's a perfect release date because usually in January we don't get any other major releases, and the big holiday season is then almost 2 months over, so a perfect time to release the game. Let's hope it doesn't get delayed. One last thing on Elden Ring: when they revealed the game 2 years ago at the Xbox E3 showcase, they advertised that George R.R. Martin, the author of Game of Thrones, is involved in development of the game, but he didn't get mentioned at all, so let's see what happened to that. But what else got announced? They announced one big new Gearbox game called Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. The art style of the game reminded me immediately of Borderlands, and when they interviewed a developer, they confirmed that Borderlands fans will be very comfortable with the game. It is a standalone game, a new IP, but it is a looter shooter with a high fantasy setting. I don't know about you, but I'm a big Borderlands fan and I love the genre, so this game definitely piqued my interest. Unfortunately, we did not get any gameplay, but they revealed a release date for early 2022. Okay, but moving on. As you expect from a Jeff Keighley event, there has to be Hideo Kojima on the show. Jeff Keighley interviewed Kojima and they talked a lot about how the pandemic affected him as a developer, and he explained that the events with the pandemic changed him and that he is now looking into new ways to approach game development and how he wants to find new ways of thinking how he can introduce gamers to new ideas. So whatever that means from Hideo Kojima, we can expect a lot of creativity, and I bet we will see something new. He did not reveal the new game he is working on, but he has shown a trailer for a PlayStation 5 director's cut for Death Stranding, coming soon. We didn't learn what the director cut means. Does it mean it's just a PS5 upgrade, or will there be new content? We have yet to learn. Well, and then they had Jeff Goldblum in there, and how could it be otherwise? He announced a new dinosaur game called A World Evolved. Actually, this was kind of funny because Jeff Goldblum is really a funny dude. dude and he made a lot of great jokes about gamers loving the world premiere. Well, and then there was the announcement for Call of Duty Warzone Season 4, which will launch next week, and they have shown a new trailer for that. And with that, they revealed the setting of Season 4, and there will also be a zombie upgrade in there. The new season will feature, of course, new weapons, new maps, new moderators, etc, etc. Not my type of game, but I do hope everyone is going to enjoy it. Then something really interesting happened. Shuhei Yoshida, the head of indies at PlayStation, came on stage. He talked a little bit how important indie games are, how creative indie developers can be, and then they have shown a couple of games. One of them looked like a Soulspawn game with a really cool art style called Salt and Sacrifice coming in 2022. I still don't get why PlayStation demoted Shuhei Yoshida, because he was one of the executives at PlayStation that really had charisma, and this was immediately noticeable when he turned up on Jeff Keighley's show. Well, and then there was a game called Escape from Tarkov. Now, I probably slept under a rock over the last years because apparently the game is big on PC, but I'm not a big PC gamer, so this game came as a surprise to me. It's a first-person shooter that reminded me a little bit of the Metro series, and it looked really cool, so I'm hoping that this game will find its way to consoles. Then we got a trailer for Vampire Bloodhunt, which was an in-engine trailer, and the trailer revealed some cool vampire action with supernatural powers, and they will have cosmetic customization for characters, and the game is going to release this year. Sounds good. Alright, and then a game I didn't expect to see at the show was Overwatch 2. Even though we didn't learn a lot about the game, at least they have shown 2 new character models, and they shared that a lot more news are coming later this year. The most important news coming out of this short interview about Overwatch 2 was that they are changing their gameplay to a 5v5 format for their PvP action. Well, then I want to mention a game that I think could be a true sleeper hit, which is coming day 1 into Game Pass, and that is Dungeons & Dragons Dark Alliance. We have seen a lot of footage over the last weeks from that game, and it will come out next week on June 22nd, and the game looks absolutely cool. It's an action-adventure / RPG that can be played in co-op. My only criticism is that this game got a really bad showing at the event yesterday, because I really don't like the presentations where influencers show you how much fun they have while playing the game. Nevertheless, keep an eye out for Dark Alliance coming day 1 to Xbox Game Pass. Okay, but moving on, they also had Giancarlo Esposito on the stage. You know, the guy that plays a lot of good villains like in the series Breaking Bad, and who is now the main villain in Far Cry 6. They talked a little bit about how cool it was for him to be a part of a video game and how cool it was to play the villain in Far Cry 6. And he seems really like a nice guy, and they have shown some really cool scenes for Far Cry 6, which is one of my most anticipated games this year. Well, and then they have shown a new trailer for Back 4 Blood, which is the spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead, and it looks like you expected, gory, scary, and like a lot of fun coming on October 12th. And last but in no way least, I want to mention that starting next Tuesdays, a lot of Xbox games will get demos that can be played on our home consoles for 1 week. More than 40 games will be playable for gamers, and one of them was highlighted at the event, and that is Tunic, a Zelda-esque indie game that will get a demo coming next week. But with that, I want to wrap it up. The Summer Game Fest was probably not the best event ever, but there were a couple of cool looking games in there, and I want to apologize if your favorite game didn't make it into my video. I know there were a lot of smaller games that really looked good, but I couldn't put them all in this video. And this is just the beginning of a big E3 week, and I'm really excited to get the big shows like the Xbox and Bethesda showcase on Sunday. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did so, please do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button as well as the notification bell, and consider sharing this out to other gamers. And if you want to support the channel even further, you can now become a channel member. This will grant you early access to my videos, and every channel member will get access to custom made badges and emojis. And if you want to learn more about the channel membership, you just hit the join button and you will find all the infos you need. And let me thank those who are already members. I'm truly humbled by your support. You are a big part in helping me taking this channel to the next level. But now let me know in the comments down below, what did you think of the event from Jeff Keighley? Which game stood out to you the most? And besides here on YouTube, you can also hit me up on Twitter, where I share a lot of opinions and gaming discussions. But for now, thank you very much for watching. I see you the next time, and game on!